so. YouTube's a mysterious thing. It's a necessary evil, I think, as they say. This should be the right one. Unless I didn't move all my save files over. Aha, there we go. Welcome back, everybody, to Joyousfell, the Pit of Waters. The big old bridge. So, since it's been a little bit, let's do a full tour, methinks. The VODs have been going up on YouTube. The last one went up, I think, 3 days ago. But, if we go all the way up to the top here, this is a little tower, right? This is a bridge going over a portion of an inland ocean with a entrance in the middle going down through the ocean underground into the fortress of Joyousfell, Pit of Waters. In Joyousfell, we have a pretty solid military of swords dwarves. Ended up rambling vaguely about crowns. I mean, as you should, of course. So we are working on making this area into a drowning channel for invaders. Welcome to the Drowning Channel. It's the most popular kids' TV programs. So there's that. And then down here we kind of have our main long hall, I guess. On both sides of this we have bedrooms, which I don't know what that looks like. Looks kind of weird to me. Down here we have temples. Right here we have our 2 guild halls. I want to say it's a farmers and some sort of stoneworkers. Down here we have our main crafting hall and forges. Looks like we're... What kind of stockpile is that? I don't know. That's our gem stockpile, never mind. And then down here we have our tavern, as well as our library, just above the tavern. That's a circular building. The square building is the tavern. And then down here we have a very important room, which we need to do some messing about with. So right here, we have a room with an Etten in it. I thought it would be an excellent idea to put windows so that my dwarves could see the Etten. But then my fears came true. It turns out dwarves are terrified of Ettins. So they went in to install windows, and they just walk in there and then immediately run out and panic and scream. So we're currently working on cutting out a little area next to the Etten so that we can catch him in a cage trap again. And then, you know, currently scaring the crap out of poor Tapioca, the dungeon master. But let's just do a refresh. Who actually has dwarves? We have Sid Treefish, Mind, Squiggly, who's probably needs to be changed to Squug now, Flobwort, Blue Kiwi, SL Mess, Kibs and Britches, Dragonfire, UT, Bamboozler, Smithy Mull, aka Animal, Dragonmans, Johnny Woo Dota, Eurus McAsper, Anander, Disco Waffles, Virtue, Tapioca, the Dungeon Master, of course, Z-Switch, Axon, the Chief Medical Dwarf, Burgunder for the Woodburner, Mute, the Mayor, who's done like 4 terms now, Rylais, Zava, Cooler, who's cooler than you, Kukra, the Baby, and Hobo, the Performer, who's currently giving water to somebody. And that's currently the fortress layout. And we're getting interrupted by giant buzzards. So that's kind of how things are going. We got quite a few depressed dwarves, but nothing too bad that we can't handle. Was I working on a prison? I feel like I was working on a prison. Yes, because Dungeon Master, duh. This is my prison right here. So all these chains around the edges here, this is all prison. I don't quite have enough chains yet, so they're not thrilled. There we go. Oh, Hobo needs to go to prison. I think we can do that. Justice, make room. Used by Justice. So if your name wasn't read out and you would like a dwarf, let me know. We can get you dwarfed. Can you have a stonecrafter? Sure. I think you were dwarfed and you died, actually. I'm pretty sure you were one of the unlucky gurgle, 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 gurgle dead ones. So our only stonecrafter is actually taken currently. It's Dragonmins. IDZ. We can definitely dwarf you right after I dwarf one B-Lug here. You're down to become a dwarf? Gotcha. But B-Lug asked first. Quite a few dwarves drowned, to be fair, Stone. We've got a peasant here. Do you have a job? No, you don't. Here, you know what? We'll do this. Dwarf. You want to craft the masterwork? All right. Since B-Lug wanted a stone crafter. Stone crafting it is. B-Lug. Within the last season, she was enraptured, communing with Lagon. She felt euphoric due to inebriation, but was annoyed after having a drink without a goblet, cup, or mug. She was remembering sleeping in a great bedroom, and she felt gratitude. Also, I realized I didn't do a patch notes video about the most recent update on the 29th, just because I was busy on the 29th, and still am busy. So, IDZ, what kind of dwarf would you like while I read this one? She is 90 years old, born on the 9th of Felside, near 318. Her long hair is braided, and her hair is copper with flecks of gray. Her skin is pink, and her eyes are jade. Her nose is slightly upturned. She's incredibly quick to heal and likes gypsum, trifle pewter, veracite, and moose tooth. Oriole bone and pigtail fabric, and the color red, purple, and figurines and chickens for their clucking. She personally sees romance as one of the highest ideals and values cunning, dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and she is curious. She never seeks out knowledge or information to satisfy herself, and she does not generally seek retribution for past wrongs. She is very humble and isn't particularly ambitious. She can handle stress, and she has a tendency towards forming deep emotional bonds with others. She finds helping others to be emotionally rewarding, and she is brave in the face of imminent danger. This would actually be a really good combat dwarf. You want a war dwarf? Alrighty. This would actually be a very good sense of empathy, actually. Maybe not. Incredibly quick to heal, likes trifle, pewter, veracite, moose tooth, aerial bone, and pigtail fabric, the color purple, figurines, and chickens for their clucking. I already read that. Why did I read that twice? But there you go, B-Lug. That's your dwarf. So IDZ, you would like military. Military. Do you have preference? We have an unnamed militia captain, if you'd like to be important. We got a bunch of swords, dwarf. Why is your custom job spaceship rat? Screwed that up. Sword? Okay. Give you a sword. Felt vengeful when joining an existing conflict. Is your name supposed to be pronounced a particular way? I don't think I've ever asked IDZ. I've just always kind of called you IDZ. If you have a particular pronunciation, just let me know. You did feel pleasure putting on an exceptional item recently. 68 years old, is the son of Udil Knifesteak and Kivish Bridge Girders, and romantically involved with Ozil. Well, would you look at that? He is incredibly tough. His teeth are gapes. He is 68 years old, born on the 12th of Hematite in the year 340. His sideburns are neatly combed, and his long mustache is arranged in double braids, and his very long beard is also in double braids. His hair is copper, and his skin is pink. His eyes are jade. He likes bismuth coal, lay pewter, Carol opal, almond wood, and harmony marmot leather. Reindeer antler and the color rust, bracelets and ducks for their quacks, and the giant musk oxen for their strength. IDZ is perfect? Gotcha. He personally sees sacrifice as wasteful and foolish and doesn't see the point of working hard, dreams of creating a great work of art. Never deliberates before acting to the point of being considered thoughtless. He is obsessed with details and will often take a great deal of extra time to make sure things are done the right way. He is prone to hatreds and often develops negative feelings. He is not careful with resources when working on projects and often spends unnecessary effort. He dislikes obligations and will try to avoid being bound by them. IDZ or ID? Gotcha. Dragon Man, the boyar in the fortress, is your uncle. You have a nephew who's also swordsman, and your lover who's not in the fort. I wonder if you were running away from your lover. Thorsky, what kind of dwarf would you like? Tested out using burrows recently. Apparently cutting down a tree is more important than staying alive. Right, though? Right, though? What are your options? I could give you a miner, a stoneworker. We do have one animal caretaker who's probably getting rejobbed pretty soon. Some farmers, some various crafters, children, swords, dwarves, general laborers, so like soap makers, planters, and stuff like that. Although I shouldn't have said soap maker because our one soap maker is taken. But farmers, and then a whole bunch of children if you just want to do nothing of note and grow up slowly. Romantically involved, so whatever that means. Probably just a lover. You want to be a child? All right. Unlike some Dwarf Fortress players, I don't kill my children, so it's fine. Within the last season, he felt enjoyment playing make-believe. I treasure my freedom, he says. He felt euphoric due to inebriation and was grouchy upon drinking without a goblet, cup, or mug. I think we need more goblets. He's quick to heal and his hair is copper and his skin is pink, and he has jade eyes that are bulging, and his high voice and ears are broad. His hair is extremely long. No beard? He's 8 years old, born on the 14th of Granite in the year 400. He has a great ability to focus and likes cave spider silk, peregrine falcon parchment, and the color indigo. Leather and giant spider silk. And he likes giant cave spider silk, falcon parchment, and the color indigo. I already read that. Llamas for their wool and thrips for their prolific breeding. That's a little weird. Little bit weird. Personally believes that creation and appreciation of artwork is one of the highest ideals. Deeply respects those that work hard at their labors and sees life as unfair and doesn't mind it that way. Less extreme after being forced to endure the decay of a sibling in 404. Doesn't care one way or another about romance and dreams of creating a great work of art. He's not the type to fall in love or even develop positive feelings. He sometimes acts with little determination and confidence and has a tendency towards forming deep emotional bonds with others. He generally finds himself quite hopeful about the future and prefers to present himself modestly. I mean, could be worse. I'm not sure why that's an oof. Likes thrips for their breeding, basically. Likes watching thrips do the damn dirty. All right, so we need to work on that Etten. There was one other person who wanted a name, right? No, I don't think so. If anybody else wants a name, let me know. Kind of like getting your palm right, as they say. Currently, everybody is storing items in stockpiles, so we're not actually getting the Etten stuff done. Why thrips, though? Basically, you like insect infestation. Is kind of weird. Also, fuck these giant buzzards. Seriously. And another one. Well, we're gonna have some excitement right away. The Etten. Rosmu Mospargotia Adhoskam. A giant humanoid monster. 2 heads. His dry, wavy hair is extremely long, and he is weak and short. He has a very low voice and has slightly large irised copper eyes. He has a very low cheekbones, and his eyebrows have small lobes. He is left-handed, and his somewhat broad hair is quite dense. His hair is charcoal, and his skin is raw umber. This one, unlike the first one, is naked. All right, put everybody in a burrow. Check something real quick. Okay, I no longer have those traps set up. So we're gonna kill this one. Going to position the military here. Although there's still human traders there. Let's turn off the job cancellations. It's about to get into contact with a cat. Punch the cat. Cat's now injured. Cat's running away pretty quick. Hopefully it doesn't kill the cat. There's cat blood on the ground. And the humans dive bomb it. And are probably going to make quick work of it, actually. I hope it doesn't fall into the water. Humans appear to just be kind of beating on it. Yeah, they're just destroying it. He punched the cat twice, and then the human sports... The human swordsman attacks the Etten, but he jumps away. Human swordsman stabs the Etten in the lower body with his bronze short sword. So yeah, they're just wailing on the damn thing. Go get him, hummies. Let's turn off my military. We don't need to do anything. These guys got it, I think. They're backing up now. Uh-oh. I saw... Oh, no, a human fell in the water. Well, that's not good. Look at all the blood in the water. Check that out. You know, I wonder, how deep is this water? 707? I'm wondering if it's worth trying to pull the ocean lever to save this guy. Let's attempt it, because we haven't done this in a while. Probably not worth it, and he'll probably just die, but if this human somehow has some sort of swimming skill, I prefer this human doesn't die. Come on. Yeah, he's not dead yet. The other lever we can pull is... Already pulled one, this one. Yes, Mr. Dwarf, I'm assuming. His hair is extremely long and he is very muscular. He has a narrow square chin and his head is extremely narrow. Hello, Hendriko. I'm trying to... So this human fell off my bridge. Oh, he drowned. Never mind. Cancel levers. R.I.P. Doff. Can I get a round of F's in chat for Doff? Doff died too young. Didn't deserve it. But some valiant humans murdered an Etten for me. One of them happened to fall off my bridge, unfortunately. Poor Doff. But Hendriko, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, check out all the blood down there. Just floating that way, off the map. Whose blood is that, I wonder? Yeah, it's the Etten. Where's the Etten's corpse then? Did Doff take it off? Nah. He did not. There it is. Can turn off the burrow now. That was kind of my, like, fear there. That somebody would, like... cause problems there. Masterpiece Cave Spider Silk Trousers, eh? What are we working on currently? Making leather vests. Silk trousers. Check locations for a second here. I'm curious about my, my tavern. It only has 98 goblets in it. Well, you got a dent. There's the Etten's corpse. Oh, achievement percents are funny? My rarest achievement, I have some really random, I have a achievement that's supposedly like only 0.01% of players who played that game have, and literally it's called Filmmaker, and literally all it is do not move your camera for 30 minutes. Which is obviously something I'll do because I'm a streamer. Oh, really? In Cogmind? What's the achievement for? I don't think I've ever looked at Cogmind achievement. Curiosity killed the cat. Do you have to die in the first area? Is that what it is? Because that would be really funny if that's the case. At least the stuff's getting cleaned up quickly. Good. Oh. I wonder if I have that, because I've certainly hung out in that area for a long time. Also, the Reddit thread for the Today in DF video is doing quite well. So if anybody wants to help it out if you haven't yet, right there. Like 200 rounds? Alright, so just stand there for 200 rounds. Good to know. So at some point, we need to, or actually today, plan for today, is I want to build tower number 2, which I'm planning on putting on this underwater shelf right here. I'm building it out to here. Getting to where I want to put it is going to be the hard bit, but as far as actually constructing it, it shouldn't be too bad. On the bright side, my military is starting to look pretty swell. Oh look, we killed some giant buzzards. Shoutouts to Axon, who's hauling that giant buzzard to be butchered. Thanks, man. Pump it? No, I'm draining it into the caverns. It refills. Excuse me. It refills faster than I can pump it. It won't dig correctly? Are you trying to do what I'm doing with the ocean? Hey, Moose. What's up? Good to see you. Yeah, it fills too fast. I can't construct anything as far as dams go. But no, I already have it set up to drain automatically into the caverns. So I can drain it, but it still fills too fast. Trust me. My mayor imposed a ban on certain exports. Okay. I can't export swords. This is fine. Virtue needs an office because I've... Okay. Let's get this Etten trapped up. Cage trap. Yeah, no, it literally just fills too fast. So, like, it is quite the challenge, but we're working on it. Hobo's over here just being confined and super depressed. Been utterly harrowed by the nightmare that is his tragic life. How horrendous. I feel so bad for the poor bastard. Somebody bring that man a beer. A migrant has arrived. So our dwarven cap right now is 80. That's why the migrants are so low. Dwarves are still trying to clear all the boulders out of here. Still trying to. You've probably heard it on my stream before. It's Ben Prunty's music. So, this particular album is called Color Sky. But Ben Prunty did the FTL music. A single migrant. Yeah, because I had 79 dwarves and my hard cap is 80. So it's only going to send me a migrant wave of 1. But yeah, if it sounds familiar, you might be thinking, this sounds kind of like X thing. You know, I think I'm going to do something, chat. I'm going to go up to this layer, and we're going to build a second tavern. And it's going to be relatively small. But this second tavern is going to be for visitors. We're also going to build some guest rooms. Because, you know, you can get some really weird visitors and guests in Dwarf Fortress now. And I think that we'd be missing out if we didn't have a public tavern, at least temporarily. I'm just curious about what kind of visitors we're going to get. Weird visitor. Hello, Fendile. Of course, we need to get a little corrupted. Where's the fun if you're not getting corrupted? You know, I don't want to put those over there. Let's do them out here. I don't know, I'd love to see some of the guests that we'd get, you know? Even if they make our dwarves evil. It's just part of how the stories are generated. We're not going to get any stories unless we give the game the opportunity to give us some stories. Besides, I always need something for my dwarves to do. And also, I kind of haven't had any plots yet. And I wouldn't mind actually seeing some of that stuff. Yes, exactly. I mean, if the certain two-headed guests didn't want to murder us and were fine with just, like, hanging out in our tavern and drinking alcohol, they'd be more than welcome to stay, too. I got nothing against it in kind. They just don't seem to like dwarves very much. Which is unfortunate, because we're dwarves. They would indeed probably drink and eat quite a lot. But they'd also have twice as much to say. A little bit of homeworldy, yeah. Chris. Uh-oh, I got a miner that's throwing a tantrum. You know, as fun as RimWorld has been, it's good to be back on Dwarf. Oh no, you broke one of my friggin' windows. Oh, don't you go knocking over tables. Someone's gonna go report some crimes, methinks. Oh no, you're gonna go break more windows, aren't you? I think he's trying to defile a temple. I just don't have any temples to defile. Wait, really? Like, just a visitor? That's interesting. Felt regretful? Well, probably gonna have to call the justice on you. Yep. Unfortunately. Alright, is this full? Yep, it is. So I can dig this guy out. Although, let's just pump this up to number 2 priority so it just gets done. We get to watch Dwarf panic and hopefully not get beaten to death by this end. Oh, it was an uninvited guest. Gotcha. I thought you meant like it was a neutral visitor. I was like, that's really cool. All right, Etten, there you go. I wonder what Bumrek thought of that. Okay, wasn't scared at all about it. He's fine. I cannot stand by. This might require an answer. Well, good job, glorious Bumrek. And Pilot Guy, I hope you're doing well. For recaging our pet. Uninvited guest. Yeah, I love the term uninvited guest too. It's great. Tapioc, the dungeon master. No, it's Virtue who's supposed to have that, not Tapioc. Reassign. Assign to Virtue. There you go. Perfect. Now you're happy again. Let's unsuspend those. Unsuspend those. I just made a lot of temples. Really? I mean, generally what I do is I don't make a temple to every god. Where's my floor? This one. So these are my temples. I didn't make a temple for every god. Any temple with more than 5 dwarves worshipping gets a temple. The temple at the end is just kind of a generic anything goes temple. So only the more popular gods get temples in my Dwarven child is stumbling around obliviously. I think that was the one where both their parents died. No problem, Moose. Glad I could be of service. Eurus McCasper slipped into depression. I was kind of expecting that. Man, Hobo's been in prison for a long time. That poor bastard. Making so many good meals. Oh, did I not? Did I build the wrong cage? I think I built the wrong cage. Yeah, where's that net? Where in the world is that net? Where did they put it? I know it was caught in a cage. But then they went and built the wrong cage. Uh-oh. Ah, there it is. My weaver is hauling it. But it's heavy. So it's taking them a little while to construct it. That's totally fine. Does anybody here actually build proper barrackses? You know, like with beds and stuff for your military dwarves? Is it worth it? Because I don't think I've ever actually done that. I like that we have these nice red gems that I can use for gem windows. We go there to sleep. Makes them a bit happier. Done. I kind of figured that if they could just go to their own bedrooms, they'd prefer that, but... So for barracks, do you make one big room, or do you make multiple little rooms? So kind of could just make individual bedrooms. Make it nice, yeah, exactly. Can prioritize this above the new tavern. Every squad gets a training room and a dorm. How many beds do I have? Let's just make bed 20. SLMS says the Mason has given birth to a girl. And Hobo is throwing a tantrum in prison, which is totally fine. I'm gonna get that Etten cage placed. I'm gonna get that one removed. And I'm going to deconstruct the cage trap. Boom, boom. Putting the Etten back where they were. This can be the other dorm. B squad. I got 2 squads. Although I kind of just make them all train in one room because it just seems to make sense. This is the new tavern, which is getting worked on. Which will have a few guest rooms at the end. Let's also dig out all of these. All of these fortifications and just put walls in place. How does one find a guest room? Q, make bedroom, press enter, assign location, and then assign it to the tavern or temple that you wish to assign it to. That's not what I wanted to do. Free bedroom. Yep, and then anybody who's staying there specifically for that room will sleep in that bed. Took me a minute to figure it out myself. You'd need to put beds in a barracks, yeah. 'Cause that's where the dwarfs sleep. That's also why I've queued up more beds. Which is admittedly going to take a little while. Yeah, but apparently it makes them a bit happier, so might as well give it to them. Something else I should give them. I should give them their own dining room. We have space. I'll put a small food stockpile right here, which will just be prepared meals, drinks, and that's about it. And we can set that as a dining room so that they don't need to run all the way back to the tavern to dine. Unless I take them off duty, of course. We're doing pretty good with only like one idler. Granted, everybody's just hauling boulders right now, so. Oh, Tapioca, why are you so sad? Just wants to see family. It's such a common mood problem. It's like, oh, they want to see family. Someone needs to. You know what would be a really neat mechanic? Actually? If, okay, let's just say you have dwarves in a particular fortress, right? And they have family that are outside of the fortress. What if dwarves could go into a library and use parchment to write letters, which could be sent to another fortress? I do open fort plans all the time. Oh, you mean like no bedrooms at all? I don't know. Probably lose a lot of value. You'd spot vampires real fast. 1, 2, 3, 4. Johnny's become a furnace operator. Good on you, Johnny. What, with the messengers? If it's a helix. Helix, is that the right word? Helix? If it's a fortress that's attached to yours, yes, you can request soldiers. Yes, I do need Norman Reedus and the Magic Fetus to deliver them. That is completely true. More Masterpiece Cave Spider Silk Trousers. Helix, that's the word I'm looking for. Why am I saying helix? Everybody in the fort should have a pair of masterwork trousers now. There you go. Really high quality cave spider silk trousers. Did I just see something died? Oh, it's... Stray cow calf has been missing for a week. Oh no. I'm blaming the Etten. Yeah, no, it would be really cool if they could, like, send letters to family / receive letters from family, which would maybe, like, make them less sad about being away from family for too long. Because it's, like, literally an unavoidable mood debuff. Make barracks for the tan dyes. Do I need to train them in here? Oh, I see, hit Z. So they'll sleep in there. So they'll train over here, and then they will sleep in here. So hopefully that all works. I cannot wait to be done with hauling all of these boulders out of here. Cannot wait. So who missed Dwarf Fort while we were doing RimWorld all week? Last week. Kind of looks like a phaser. A weird cartoony phaser. At least I do have a carpenter. Rim is indeed cool. Yeah, we'll be doing more Rim. We will definitely be doing more Rim. We're starting up a new Halcyon hot seat soon, too. This more stuff is new to you? Fair enough. What kind of monster wouldn't? I don't know. A lot of people that only watch me play RimWorld and won't tune into the Dwarf Fort streams, you know? Them kinds of monsters. Let's put those walls in so that the Etten doesn't freak the fuck out of my dungeon masters anymore. It's a pity I can't do an open design for this and like let them see it, but pull this lever even though it's not connected to anything. How are we doing for cave spider silk? Quite well. Silk. Tunic. 80. My clothes got more work. And then we're gonna seal this thing off, pull the lever. No more disorderly conduct, which is good. Well, aside from the part that this dwarf is oblivious to reality, at least you're blissful upon sleeping in a very good bedroom. What a poor dwarf. Kind of surprised that more of those didn't get suspended, actually. So I I finally convinced another streamer to stream Jupiter Hell. Took me a long time, but I got one on there. Made me quite happy. Well, that boulder's gone now, which means we can unsuspend that for the final time, hopefully. Lever's been pulled, which means we can hook the lever up to the cage by hitting Q, Qing it, and then pressing J. I did, Johnny? And do you hate me for it, or do you not regret it? Let's jump back up to the military training area and make this into a little dining room. Throw some statues into it. It was so much fun with it. It's a completely different but also extremely fun take on the colony management genre, and I love it for that. All right, we got some more beds. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 2 more. All right, do you guys get any thoughts about this? Satisfied after learning about striking? You forked through an inebriation and annoyed, uneasy after being able to acquire something? Well, hopefully you can go acquire something. At the end of the day, I'm just happy that people watch and support these streams. Watch and support the YouTube videos and keep me going. Because this channel wouldn't be anywhere without people watching. In fact, if people hadn't gotten into watching the Dwarf Fortress streams, there is a very significant chance like floodgates? Yes, they hold water. There's a very significant chance this channel wouldn't really be here. Like, if my channel got really slow last winter, which it did, and then if it kept slowing down and didn't pick up over November and October, there's a high chance I would be, like, cutting my hours back down to, like, 2 days a week and just getting a job. Because when my ex left, it was like, well, there goes all of my stability. But stream Dwarf Fortress? Really? Enrico? I didn't know he played Dwarf Fort. He's a PDX dude, mostly, right? A PDX YouTuber is just... I know Russ Money streamed Dwarf Fortress a couple days ago. Apparently Dorb did too, interesting. Dire Dorb. Direbor streamed a little bit of it. Good to see. You know, I would be totally okay with that, you know? Because then what you'd have to do is you'd have to go recruit a bunch of rookie miners that weren't in the guild and hope they didn't join the guild. I don't know, I think that would be fun. Okay, we're waiting on the other mechanism to get installed. Oh no, we need to install the other mechanism. There we go. Oh, vids long ago? Gotcha. Yeah, I know Russ Money streamed some Dwarf Fortress, which made me really happy to see. Oh, totally. I mean, anything that gives me more depth and mechanics and random shit and stuff that I don't expect, I'm all for. I am all for that stuff. Does anybody who does not have a name want to be a very good clother? See, is this dwarf sane? Saw Netton's dead body, which he wasn't thrilled about, but for a 26-year-old dwarf, this dwarf is putting out a lot of quality clothing. I think you were, but I think you drowned. You can have it, Chris. Enrico, I know you don't. Within the last season, she felt satisfied at work. She's the daughter of Stukos and Edom. 26 years old, born on the 4th of Sandstone, the year 382. Her hair is extremely long, and her ears are very short. Her head is extraordinarily broad, and her eyebrows are low. Her jade eyes are slightly protruding, and her hair is copper, and her skin is pink. We don't need any other tips, bands. Frog tips is enough tips. I don't know if this channel could handle any more tips. She personally would just as soon have nature and the great outdoors burned to ashes and converted into a great mining pit. A good dwarf indeed. Thinks that the entire concept of sacrifice for others is truly disgusting. Treasures leisure time and thinks it is very important in life and dreams of mastering a skill. Is completely oblivious to the conception of neatness and will just leave things strewn about without a care. Is always acts with mercy and compassion at the forefront of her deliberations. And she is rarely happy or enthusiastic and conflicted by this, since she values parties and merrymaking in the abstract. She's a friendly individual and she tends to share her experiences and thoughts with others. Enrico, what kind of dwarf would you like, my friend? I guess I could also assign location. Oh, no, I guess I can't. I don't really have a location there. I don't have any beekeepers, no, because there's no. I have no bees. Actually, no. I could assign this to whatever the name of my tavern was, and this is technically a part of the tavern. The Teeth of Tongs. That's it. I'm going to assign this table the Teeth of Tongs. Let's see what that does. An ambush. Curse all friends of nature. We're not ready. But elves indeed, yes. We have been cutting down, apparently we're at war with the elves. We have been cutting down many, many trees, so. Okay, well, I don't have a lot of time, so I need that dwarf right there to get inside. Then I need that. There we go. Trapdoor's closed. Let's forbid passage. Forbid passage. Let's jump down here. I want to say it's that lever. What's the drawbridge? I have no idea how big this siege is going to be. Please tell me I pulled the right lever. I did. Why didn't all the drawbridges open? What? Oh. Correct. No units nearby. You know, thunk. They didn't fall in the ocean. But they did get you baited. Alright, so... They now don't have a way into the fort. So because my actual defensive structure isn't done yet, I don't really have any way of intentionally drowning them, I don't think. But if I drain the ocean and open this door, maybe they'll path into the water and then I can drown them. Which isn't necessarily a good thing, but... Also, chat, can I get a round of beers in the channel, please? I need to expand the size of this burrow. There's lots of dwarves sleeping outside. Just because we're a little bit lurky, you know? Gotta keep you guys aware. Alright, so... pull this lever. Pull that lever first. Which is going to spill all that water in here. Rather than an actual book. That seems like way less fun than having a physical book to me. Oh, that's the wrong lever. Pull both of these. Yeah, no, we can totally fight some elves. I'm totally down to fight some elves. We just gotta fight these elves right. Hobo's throwing another tantrum while still in prison. There we go. So the initial whoosh is coming in. So that is now draining. Just make sure there's no open areas. No, should be good. But I actually need to lock this up before making a big whoosh happen. So if I make a big whoosh happen, I'm gonna be putting water in places I don't want it. So... let's just make sure that dwarves don't go do the dumb. Oh, so you're you're going the other direction? Okay, I guess I misunderstood. Someone should be getting that block built. Let's keep all of this stuff working. I don't want this to be a non-useful thing. I want them to actually be able to do stuff while in the burrow. Because your memory is terrible? I have a freaky good memory. Like, I actively scare people with my memory. Like, on a frequent basis, I will startle people with how good my memory is. We're constructing bed, constructing rock blocks. And somebody who's constructing a building. Where are them elves at? They're making the attempt. They're getting a nice bath on the way in, too. Let's just station the military here. Just kill everything. Here comes the first spear elf. Coming in the front door. Military, where you at? There they are. I'm talking about. Putting him down. Perfect. He's already dead. Why are they still on top of him? Come on, guys. Silly elf is already dead. No need to make more fun of it. Not many of them are particularly brave to go down into my pit of death. An outpost liaison has arrived on the other side of the map. Alongside of Hobo, who's apparently outside. I mean, of course there's a dwarf out here, but like, why is there a dwarf? You know what? Screw it. We're just gonna go fight them on the bridge. Pull that lever. We did kill one, after all. That is not good, that you can barely remember what happened yesterday. Oh hey, the human's body got sucked down here. That's useful. Means we can dispose of that human's body. Let's pull the lever. Make it pet passable. Now we just need to wait for the bridges to come back up. Lever's been pulled. Bridges are up. We're gonna go station our military down here. Wish these dwarves luck. I think they need it. An ambush. Curse all friends of nature. Okay. Still like... not many of them. It's just the initial ambush. So who are we following? We're following Rylai's, the militia commander. So attacking. 2 elves. Elves are panicking. Seems like we're cleaning up, honestly. I have a feeling we're gonna clean up. Dashing through the waves on the edge of the good ocean. Chasing those elves down. This one's like on the ground. He's not even standing. Can't even bear to see us. Swords elf gets put down immediately. This recruit also gets put down. Not immediately, actually. Come on. He's like vomiting and crawl, like bleeding everywhere. My God, look at the violence. Visceral. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Friend texts me. I sneezed really hard and now I have a toothache. Yeah? They're all gonna go rest. I think they've earned that. Oopsies, that's not at all what I wanted to do. Did I just totally just unnamed one of my squads? Whoops. Chat, what should I rename this squad to? What elves, King? I don't know what elves you're talking about. That's good. Like I said, my memory is spooky good. I need ideas for a dwarven the squad of the parched goblets, the broken ankle biters. Wait, what? How about the ankle teeth? And this is the whole reason we just went and fucked up the elves. Because we got dwarves here to trade. So I'm not allowed to sell swords. Prepared food barrel. Could just cheat. Could also sell some of my meat pots. Sell some of these plant pots. Actually, no, let's not do that. Could accidentally sell some very important things. Meat, on the other hand, I can sell a bunch of. The soggy trousers. I mean, ideally we won't be fighting underwater, you know? No, let's just quickly pump out copper ball. 30. Although I think we're gonna miss the wagons because this wasn't immediately available, yeah. What was that red bee? Oh, more giant monarch butterflies. Neat. Also, what's up? Grundle. Those things. You know, I haven't seen any Grundles in this fort. True story. It's a huge pity, in fact. You know, I should probably put some cage traps down up here and hope that we can get ourselves some giant monarch butterflies. Because I would really like to... It would be kind of cool to have some chained up giant monarch butterflies. Was that an arrow I just saw? Oh, God. There's, an elf bowman in the ocean. Shooting at us. Hope you drown. Elvin Moses? Not really. What's up, RTX? Come on, traders. I don't think we've had any casualties yet. Nope. Casualties yet. And I don't have any, ranged people. Right, Winston's? Like, maybe he's just really tall. Kind of surprised the caravan don't have any bowmen. Gotta check something. Oh, that's sealed off. So I can actually pull the lever. he up and out? Oh, he's dead. Never mind. Maybe he drowned? I just don't see him anymore. He's just gone. But I didn't see a combat log. So I don't know. Let's find out. Underwater archery. It's... I mean... Give me a second. I mean, okay, so, give you an idea. There's an ad on this video for people using drones to pull themselves on skis. That's actually kind of awesome, I'm not gonna lie. This is a terrible camera footage. There you go, underwater archery. But then again, how many ideas that humans have are actually just terrible ideas? Like, let's be honest. So many ideas that humans have are just horrible ideas. Have I heard of underwater hockey? No, but now I have. What's up, Trash Pants? Added underwater archery? No, we had an elf that was in the ocean that was shooting arrows at my dudes on the bridge up here just now. Who mysteriously vanished. I maybe went back into stealth, I don't know, but... Chess boxing? Now that I'm interested in. What exactly is chess boxing? Is it whenever they take one of your pieces, you get to punch them? Or is it the other way around? I really hope it's just like, it's just two people trying to play chess in boxing gloves and just knocking the pieces over because they can't pick them up. Please, though, pitch some chess boxing to me because I'd love to know. Getting all those tunics made slowly. Till knockout or checkmate? Checkmate. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I kind of thought like every single time you take one of their pieces, you get to punch them, and it's until knockout or checkmate. That's how I would do it. It does sound kind of funny, though. My favorite dumb sport is the Finland Heavy Metal and Knitting Championships, where they play death metal and while knitting. Something that could only happen in Finland. I've heard of cheese wheel races. Cheese wheel races is like a farmer's market fair thing. They're actually kind of cool. Didn't somebody die getting run over by a giant cheese wheel? I feel like I've read a story about this in the Darwin Awards or something. British, yeah, that is pretty odd. Especially because they're little folk, not midgets. Vancouver, Canada, has a very important, prestigious yearly event, the bathtub speedboat races. They go from Vancouver to Vancouver Island. in bathtubs. Built into speedboats, of course. The interesting thing, though, is, like, they have to build their own boat. So you get some amazingly stupid boats, and many of them don't even make it out of the bay. They just... because of some scandal. I'm not surprised. Quest trader up here. They kind of are. It's like worth going just to watch them leave the bay. Although apparently they took last year off, but it'll be happening this year. Headwind cycling? What's headwind cycling? Google what the hell this is. Wait. Do they just drive into the most wind possible? Huh. I feel like it would be really hard to breathe. Alright, so I got some meat pots that I'm going to offer to them as a gift. There they go. I have a few pots of meat, because I don't really have anything to trade right now, unfortunately. How many of those balls have I made? Decent number. So at the very least, we'll get some meat pots done. I really need a way of getting rid of those corpses. I don't know. I love dumb regional sports. That, like, even better, aren't even really sports. They're more like just events that people then call a sport because, you know what I mean? I love that stuff. It's great. Also, today in Dwarf Fortress video seems to be doing pretty well. It's certainly got a good response, which is good. Which makes me happy. It means that people like the video. What exactly is skimming? So I've never heard the term skimming before. There's a thing where you row across the river in a food tray for pigs. Okay. Drink a lot of schnapps and roll back. See, that's the actual like the reason for that competition is drinking a lot of schnapps and then rowing back. That's the real actual reason. Is just to drink a lot of schnapps. Oh, you call that skimming? We call that skipping. Skipping stones. Not skimming. Never heard the term skimming before. Oh shit, we're about to roll over into a billion Dwarf bucks. Or a million Dwarf bucks. I had the thingy wrong. Cool. Alright, so I'm not allowed to sell any short swords. So I can't sell any short swords. But I can, however, still sell silver warhammers, alder spikes. Okay, we don't have the bin. A vellum scroll. Interesting. World of Romance! You know, I didn't realize that Dwarf Fortress had invented MMOs, but World of Romance, I'm sure, is going to be great once we install it on our servers. Secret of Migration. Let's buy some random cheeses. Backpacks. Thread. Might actually be all we need. All of the goddamn anvils. Generally not, Dragon. Generally not. But they do have to be still visibly recognizable as a bathtub, and you can only use the bathtub as, like, the boat itself. So you can add extra flotation to the edges, but the bathtub, like, it can't just be, like, a bathtub in a speedboat. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna have enough money for this. Take out those last two. There we go. Flying bathtub races. Now, question about the flying bathtub races. It's very important for science. Can I just build a bathtub catapult? Because, like, launching a bathtub with like, bathtub gliders, I think, would be cooler than, like, bathtubs that take off with jets. Like, throwing a bathtub into the air and then, like, wings pop out and it just, like, floats. Or, like, shoot a bathtub into the air and then, like, a parachute comes out. I am your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. Alrighty, liaison. There is much to share. Information has been added to the civilization world info. What requests do you have of our merchants? Iron, leather, that, and then anvils. At a point where I kind of have everything I need, so it's... Yes, I'm aware of the hexacopter bathtub. But I think that, like, a catapult or a bathtub throwing competition, unmanned bathtub throwing competition might be more fun. I've personally fired a high velocity toilet paper launcher. It was an air compressor and a giant air cannon. That was in a friend of mine's cool uncle's backyard. It was also great for cans of beer. Because I could only do toilet paper tubes that were around yay big, but it was like perfect size for a can of beer. So you put the can of beer, and they had like this plastic table that was like, I don't know, 50 meters up a tree, and you just pointed at this thing and go boom with a can of Budweiser, and it just go boom, and then you hear bang when it would go off. It's great. I guess you probably could put a potato in it, but we fired cans of beer out of it. Farewell. Our fortunes rise and fall together. Bow, bow, bow. All right. Do I want to trade with them some mores? Potentially. It's windy outside. Bringing all that stuff down and in. Look at all of it. All them anvils. Sweet. Ish beautiful. Beautiful, as they say. Did I have a museum? I actually can't remember. I thought I built a museum, but I guess not. So how was everybody's weekend? Guys all have good weekends? I've got some really cool stuff that's going on behind the scenes on my stream that I'm not really publicly talking about yet, but I just want you guys to know there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that's really exciting. Although, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know how much those things are actually going to affect the stream itself. Like, if everything goes right, stream will literally stay exactly the same. I feel like a lot of people have gone on holidays recently. A lot of people have had surprise holidays recently, or like exciting holidays. Could do a sauna. We talked about saunas yesterday, and I've always been a fan of the dry room over the sauna. Too much steam is just meh. Lots and lots of studying. Do you have a big test coming up? I'll say I somehow managed to lose my voice a bit. I woke up this morning all raspy. And I didn't do a lot of loud shouting yesterday or anything, which is a little strange. All I know is I woke up this morning with a super duper raspy throat. I also didn't sleep the greatest last night, but as I said, lots of cool things happening in the background and very, very, very exciting. You can fly with it? Oh, like a airplane related test? Because that's fucking cool. One of my younger cousins has his pilot's license. Oh, like without windows? I think I know which test you're talking about then. Yeah, we need to make more tables. Table. Rock. 15. Make them out of a specific material. Let's go with quartzite. Quartzite tables. And throne. Rock. 15. Again, we'll make them out of quartzite. I personally, I'm in a lot of pain whenever I'm flying. The altitude does not play nice with my ears and my head. I have abnormally small ear canals, so flying is actually quite painful for me. I'll have one legendary sock, or one Masterwork sock and a Masterwork Cave Spider Silk trousers. This is a superior quality rather. This is superior quality Giant Cave Spider Silk trousers. It is made from Giant Cave Spider Silk, and the thread is midnight blue with dimple dye. Beautiful. It is kind of a, I mean, your name is Pilot Guy, right? I should have, like, clued into that, actually. But, yeah, it is kind of unfortunate. It sucks. When I was younger, I really wanted to be a pilot. It was kind of a dream of mine growing up, but I very quickly, towards my middle teens, realized, yes, this isn't gonna happen. My eyes are too shit, so. Like, straight up, just my eyes are too shit. And then compound that with just me slowly learning over the years that actually, if I get into an airplane, my ears want to kill me. Like, they do their best to kill me. I really need mittens. Look at how poor the quality of those mittens are. And cloaks. Okay, let's do that. Mittens. Silk mittens. Let's just say 40. And cloak. So that's unfortunate, Citree Fish. We need to get you new mittens and new cloaks like stat. Oh, you're too tall? Oh, really? That's unfortunate, Troll Potato. Hope you're doing well today. We got to fly this weekend instead of sitting around on the reserve waiting to call. Really? Well, I hope you had fun. Military, I assume? Hence the term reserve. Stone. What? Pity. Airline? Ah, okay. I have a friend on Twitch named Shattermage. That's what he does for a living. He flies an airline. I won't say what airline, but he comes by the stream occasionally. Oh yeah, we can make altars now, can't we? I don't know how or where I make altars. They just in this thing? Offering place. Interesting. Needs offering placement. $737, damn. Kind of forgot about those. It needs an offering place. What's an offering place? Needs offering placement. Anybody know what that is? How that stuff works? So how do I construct an altar? Because there's no altars in the work orders. Or am I misspelling altar? That's my problem. Make 3 of them. Hit L and then select the room. It'll show you the room's value, etc. I kind of cheated the guild halls by just putting artifacts in them. Got a lot of stuff we got to get done. Investments are open. Heads up, chat. Still needs food storage item. Well, waiting on those clay/stone pots. Don't really blame them. Merchants are leaving. What if those merchants are flustered at all? Because they did kind of show up right when we were murdering a bunch of people. It's obviously not a real investment. Doesn't take that much thought to figure that much out. It's most certainly just bullshit chat stuff. Some wacky advertising thing? No. Wacky advertising? No, it's just chat bullshit. I used to play a lot of Tycoon games on this channel, so it kind of stuck, I guess. Be the easiest way to put it. It just kind of stuck. Can also totally just get rid of these. These are technically my bookkeeper and manager's spots. I should probably give them better offices. No, if you type in exclamation point tickets, you'll see how many tickets you have, and then you can invest your tickets for a chance to win some back. It's just like any dumb chat gambling game. It doesn't mean anything or do anything or benefit anybody. It's just for fun. That's all. Like I said, it doesn't take a lot to figure out that something is just dumb chat terminology. Like, really. I've had that active in my chat since 2015, and you're the first person to comment on it. As being a real thing. That'll bring us up to there. One spot away from where we need to be. We'll block the miners having a panic attack. See what I have. That being said, support local business. Eat the rich. Feels bad, Peter. Also, hello, Peter. Kibs and britches, how are you doing?
Why couldn't the pony sing himself a lullaby? He was a little horse.
Can I get a golf clap? For that pun? Chat? I don't know how you do a golf, like make a golf clap in chat. But can I get a golf clap? For that brilliant wordplay from Kibs and Britches. How you doing, Kibs? It's good to see you. Thank you very much for the 15 months of Twitch support. Has it really been 15 months already? God damn, dude. Dwarves getting attached to copper short swords. I am apparently out of tetrahedrite, which is totally fine. How many bars do I have? Probably a lot. 93 silver, 394 copper. God damn. That is a whole lot of bars. All right. We're finally out of silk cloth. How many of them mittens did you get done? Couple. A lot of silk tunics got made, though. Flies like a banana. Did Digwood ever come back? I haven't seen any Digwood emotes in a long time. I know that he was just on like permanent hiatus. Okay. I certainly have plenty of silk. What do you mean by daywalker? Never heard the term daywalker before. Is that just someone who's awake during the day? As in, like the movie Blade? No, I've never seen Blade. Is that what that's from? I think I've seen bits of Blade, but I've never seen the whole movie from a man. Certainly never read the comics. Doesn't have time. Always unfortunate. I hope he comes back at some point. His streams were entertaining. We actually asked him if he wanted to join Halcyon Frequency at one point. He said no. Still waiting on those empty food storage items. What? Oh, pfft, that's the problem. I didn't set them as rock. Rock pot. Trying to glaze them. Wrong materials. It's like, what are you storing? You equipping a new... Looks like we've got those altars made. Offering place. I'm curious, did the altars even do anything yet? Or are they still just like nothing? I'm assuming they do nothing. Yeah, but we're too business-oriented. He was always a hobbyist, Kibbs. Yeah, that's what I thought. Bundles, they only have a use in adventure mode. Virtue cancels store item and stockpile of reason is horrified. Look at the traders. Something with the dice. Yeah, no, I know what the dice do, but dice are kind of interesting, actually. You know what? I'm gonna put a garbage dump in here. Giant snail is fighting. Interesting. But yeah, no, it turns out streamers that are aspiring to, you know, do this full time for a long period of time, working with a streamer who is very much just in it for the fun of things, it's never gonna mix very well, unfortunately. Believe it or not, there's a lot of streamers that are quite big that are just here for the fun of it. Believe it or not. Not everybody takes this super seriously and tries to do it as a job. It's just a few of us crazy ones. You know? Literally just a few of us crazy ones. Yeah, no, I've done stuff with the altars. You roll the dice and you get judged by a god. You can get perks and stuff. Or they could just, like, say, fuck you and turn you into a were creature. One of the two. You know, I might actually just cancel the food stuff for a little bit. Stop brewing. We got plenty of beer. In Stone's Heart. It took me a moment to figure out what you meant by Stone Shard. Yes, I did drink several potions. Why do you ask? The which one? It gave me a big ol' magic boost. But I've been told it can also poison you. Did you play Stone Shard Bamboozler? Alright, we're gonna make a raising bridge. For like a day. Okay, it didn't last too long. I'll be honest, I only played that game as long as I did because people stuck around with watching it. It's like the most egregious selling out because a game is bringing people into this stream that I've done in a long time. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But, you know, it's the best that we got, right? At least it got some people interested in roguelikes again. Because, like, whenever I stream Tome now, I always have people popping in going, oh, this is like Stone Shard, but... Which is good. Nice to see. But better. Well, generally it's like, oh, this is like Stone Shard. I haven't seen anybody say this is like Stone Shard, but better. Last time I played it when it was just like an evening thing, I had some people comment that it's like Stone Shard, but what's the word they used? It's like Stone Shard's starting Forest all over again. And I hope that they went and downloaded it or played it or something, because... You know. Ish is a good game. I'm actually going to disable job cancellations because it's just because I'm just barely keeping up with them on Silk Thread and they keep fighting over it in the stockpile, so. Rather than seeing all the cancellations, I know the jobs are getting done, so once all the Silk Thread jobs are done, I'll unmute that again. Because we're getting all those tunics done. Which means my dwarves all have nice cave spider silk tunics. Also, Kibbs, you have a dwarf in this fort. Let's check in on you. You're a mason, in fact, currently working on quartzite tables. Very little family in the fortress, unfortunately. You know, the more I look at Dwarven relations and see that almost all of them have family outside the fortress, and almost all of them have that mood debuff for having no family in the fortress, it would be really, really nice, like really, really nice, if we could have some way of sending letters to family. He feels satisfied remembering work, and within the last season, he felt pleasure putting on an exceptional item. There you go. Your very fancy shirt. 96 years old, born on the 12th of Moonstone. Still dreams of creating a great work of art? Personally strongly believes that a peaceful and ordered society is best. Values honesty and values eloquence. Naturally trustful with everybody and cracks easily under pressure. Unfortunate. So this will be our food stockpile. There's no seeds. We can have raw food in it. That's fine. All right, so this will be our visitors' tavern. It'll operate, so we'll open her up. Inn/tavern. The Walled Oat. I actually like that name. This one is going to allow guests. We should put 2 statues by the door. Container or goblets. One that's a leather bag. Yeah, screw it. We'll put a wooden chest in there. That's fine. Random thought. I sometimes think it would be like if it's selling out to any other trade. Selling out to any other trades than streamers, like a warehouse worker. Sometimes think it would be like if you did the same thing about selling out to any trade. Would you try and word that better? I don't know. I mean, I think just that selling out is fine to an extent as long as you're clear about what you're doing. Not lying to people. Make a bunch of copper goblets. Also, how am I doing on charcoal? Running a little bit low. Probably gonna need to chop down trees soon. But yeah, no, I could totally see problems like with oh shit, thanks Evil Trick for the auto host. I could totally see problems. Or people making up problems with stuff like that. I don't know. I guess for me, when it comes to selling out, it depends on what you're selling, for me, really. Like with Twitch streams, I'm totally fine with streamers doing sponsored streams. I'm totally fine with streamers doing things to pay the bills, you know? But like, for example, I did that that sponsored thing with JLab where I had an ad on my stream for a month. I'd prefer to not do that again. Just simply because I don't really like putting things on my stream that don't need to be there necessarily. Really. And if I could avoid doing that again, I'd be much happier. I'll be honest. Also, I can probably go down to my prison now and release our caged guest down here. Aya free as well. You know? Like, you know, it was a neat test run and it was cool to do. But for me personally, I think it's much... Like, do you remember the thing that we did on Steam, right? Where we played a game on a Steam page for somebody else? And it's just like, well, there's no stream on my channel. There's a bonus stream if you want to go watch it. I get paid to go do like a gig almost. It's kind of like, let's say you have a radio host, right? Instead of the radio host reading an ad every 30 minutes, that radio host just goes and presents at a live show. To me, that's a much less egregious way of selling out. It's like, let's say you have a podcast. You can constantly read ads for your podcast, but if you have the ability to just go and... That's good though, Kibbs. I'm glad that that all worked out in the end with that. I really like mine. I mean, I still use mine every day. But I would rather, like, if I had the option to, instead of having ads all over my stream, if I could present at a convention or show off a game at a convention for somebody and get a nice paycheck, or do something like what we did on that Steam page again. I'd much rather do that. And as far as like sponsored games and stuff goes, those are great because it's just an excuse to play something random. And they're oh, they suspended it. Darn. And excuses to play stuff that's random on stream is always fun. So, yeah, no, I think it's always just kind of a matter of, like, what exactly are you doing and does it fit? I love how this tavern right now is literally just the outpost liaison hanging out by himself. Wait, what's this? It's a copper... Oh, interesting. Guilt sockets. Our outpost liaison has an artifact crossbow. This is a copper crossbow. All craft worship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with wild boar bone and encircled with bands of giant cave swallow bone. This object menaces with spikes of steel. Fascinating. Bomba's socks. That's one I've never heard of before. That must be a more regional one. But as far as Lisa Mattresses go, hey, if Lisa Mattress wants to send me a free mattress to yell about how they're the greatest thing in the world for 2 weeks, I'm super down. But yeah, no, I tend to agree. I could use a new mattress. Mine kind of smells like cat piss. Kind of. My ex's cats. You never quite get the smell out. All right, so now I'm going to assign the location of this to the walled out. So now my outpost liaison has somewhere to sleep instead of the floor, which is generally where they end up sleeping in most streams, I find. Like, I was watching Userun's stream the other day, and he just straight up had, like, I don't think he noticed, but his outpost liaison was passed out on the floor. I was like, well... Kind of does, yeah. Guilt sockets sound like a body upgrade for RimWorld, like a bionic thing. I don't think something menacing with spikes literally means there's spikes on it in Dwarf Fortress. To me, menacing with spikes just kind of means that there is like triangles on it. Also, speaking of Userun, he's actually streaming right now. Also streaming Dwarf Fort. You guys want to do me a huge favor? Go pop over into this dude's chat. Just lurk. You can talk if you want in his channel. I'm not directly telling you to leave my stream. I mean, if you want to, you're more than welcome to. But just go over there and support some other Dwarf Fortress streamers. He's been live for 3 hours. He's got 10 viewers. Let's get him up to like 15 or maybe 30. Help him out. Good old-fashioned silent raid. I mean, kind of, or kind of like those pyramid studs on jackets, yeah, like punk rock jackets. Master's Peak, Masterwork Cave Spider Silk Mitten. How's all those boulder clearing coming along. Ooh, we good. So this area here needs a drain now. So I currently don't have a method of draining this area. Which is kind of the problem that I have with it. So you know what I'm actually gonna do? I'm gonna channel out some drains. We'll build flat bridges over those that retract. And we'll just drain it down into this. That is a very generic sentence to say. I mean, I've probably seen people that look like that at concerts. I'm not sure if you're referring to somebody specific or not, Troll Potato. Also, hello, Zapdos. How you doing? Grain implant, like similar to Joywire, relieves the utter guilt. Oh yeah, maybe makes you into a psychopath. There you go. I don't know who Kirk the Invader is, but maybe. You know, I kind of want to get this stuff mined, so we'll mine that out. Because I could use some more tetrahedrite. Spraying mosquito killer. I assume I know what mosquito killer is. Is there a mosquito problem where you're at? I mean, there has to have been a mosquito problem once in order for them to go through so much lengths to kill them. Is this hooked up to any? Okay, that's not hooked up to a lever at all. I need to name this bridge. Anywhere humid is a good place to be a Miss Squatto. I was gonna say, I hope that whatever they're using is like not killing other things in the lakes, but what can you do? They're targeted specifically for mosquitoes? Okay then, cool. I'm sure that's fine. I just don't know anything about how that stuff works, so. Anyway, how you doing today, Rallies? Your dwarf went and murdered a bunch of elves today. Your dwarf did good. GM them? GM them. Are we talking about mosquitoes? You do indeed have a dwarf, yes. You are... There you go. The militia commander of my second squad. And you're a lady. And you feel very satisfied upon working. Although fighting with people was kind of horrifying. You killed one notable elf, and previously you murdered several goblins. I really like this fort, but I'll be honest, it's getting a little confusing for me to keep track of. So I hope you guys are able to easily watch it. Oh, genetically modified. I get you. I get you now. Yes. Hello, spaceship rat. Your dwarf's still alive too. Still in the military. There are certain breeds of, like sub-breeds of mosquitoes. I remember reading an article about this. Certain sub-breeds of mosquitoes that are invasive and are significantly more likely to spread disease. So they use genetically modified mosquitoes to kill them. They have other food sources? Yeah, no, like I said, they're like I was reading about this with like the spread of certain viruses in Brazil specifically. There are certain breeds of mosquito in Brazil that are significantly more likely to spread disease and are very invasive. So, killing mosquitoes isn't necessarily bad. Of course, it can be bad, but... Once I get this whole thing done, we can go start bugging gobbos. Murderbits, thank you very much for the host. How was your stream today, man? What are you playing, actually? I didn't know that you were streaming. Rimworld! How was the Bud Light virus waiting room? Hope you're doing well, man. Guys, if you don't know Murderbits, Murderbits is super chill. Speaking of Murderbits, actually, because you like synthwave stuff, this morning, using my tips that I got from my Records and Beer Fund, I purchased Mitch Murder, Hardwired LP on vinyl, and Mitch Murder's Selections cassette box. So a bunch of his remixes on cassette, which is on 4 tapes. Getting a cassette player on Thursday. So he does, yeah. He also had music on Grand Theft Auto 5 is where a lot of people know him. So that'll be fun. Although it's going to take a little while for those to get shipped. I don't... Like, they all ship up within 5 days, which means I'll probably get them by, like... Not for a while. Speaking of which, I should actually save those receipts. Gonna do that. Everyone listen to Phil Collins? Really? Why did you do that? Why would you do that to anyone? Although I actually don't mind Quiet Riot. Quiet Riot's got a few good songs. Like, they're not great, but you could do worse than Quiet Riot. Saved it. Also, I unironically enjoy Phil Collins. Phil Collins' music is great. Yeah, no, I like Mitch Murder because he's one of the few synthwave artists, in my opinion, that actually sounds like he's using real hardware. A lot of them just kind of sound like digital synths, but... Your new vinyl albums? On where? Did you put them on Discord, or...? Enjoy your lurks, Zapdos. And pretend they don't. People pretend they don't like Phil Collins because of... because it's funny, too, because of South Park. Like, really, I blame South Park for most of them. Discord, I don't see them. Oh, wait, maybe I did. Ooh. Winchester. Cool. But yeah, no, plan for me this week is I'm gonna do Dwarf Fort today, tomorrow, and then Thursday we'll do more Rim. That's the plan for me this week. Thursday we'll do some more Rim. And then I think Saturday I'm also gonna be doing Rim. And then Sunday's up in the air. Depends on what I feel like doing. I'm out of coffee. I need to go more. I don't know, I like Quiet Riot. Kind of for the same reason I like the Scorpions and Twisted Sister. I kind of put them in the same level of that kind of garbage, you know what I mean? Like, they're not bands that I really go out of my way to listen to ever, but I'm not gonna complain if somebody puts them on, you know? Glam rock? Yeah. Well, Twisted Sister certainly is glam rock. It's Quiet Riot glam rock? I guess. They're not nearly as glammy as Twisted Sister. Twisted Sister is a special kind of glam. No, totally, exactly. Like, I will never just like walk around on the street with, you know, "We're not gonna take it" stuck in my ears, but if someone if it's on the radio, I'm not gonna complain. You could do way worse. I wouldn't call them metal. Yazoo? Not super familiar with them outside of the name. I will say though, there's a really good, ooh, we've got ourselves a mood. There is a really good documentary on Netflix about Twisted Sister that's like 2.5 hours long, which is fascinating. Squiggly the Stoneworker claims a craft dwarf shop. Okay. I can tell you right now, we need wood. Need to go chop down some trees. Just pause. Here, go over here, hit T. Go, yep. Nope. Nope. Then go back down to squiggly. Although, Murder Bits, I've been informed by chat that I by apparently the law of chat need to purchase 1 or 2 Weezer albums. Apparently everybody likes Weezer. I feel like Weezer's another one of those bands that everybody just quietly really loves but doesn't give a shit about. Speaking of another band that everybody seems to quietly love and doesn't give a shit about, the presidents of the United States are kickstarting a vinyl pressing of their first album, which is apparently 25 years old. Because it did get a vinyl run, but it was extremely limited back then. Hobo again. God damn it, Hobo. I mean, I'm not sure about that, but the presidents of the United States are fantastic. I think their acronym should be PS SOTUS. Like PS and then Otis. Instead of just POTUS. I don't know if I'd give them that much credit. Like, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, but in all seriousness, if you want the record, they're kickstarting it. And it's actually very reasonable for it. It's not, they're not price gouging on it at all. Also, I love how fucking overfunded the thing is. It's kind of great, actually. Getting a bit of a tantrum running. Gem window toppled by Hobo. Somebody put that idiot in prison, please. Put him in prison and lock the doors so he just starves to death. But yeah, no, that's the kind of Kickstarters that I support. It's like, the music's done. Making records isn't hard, you just need money. So all they need to do is make the records and ship them. It's kind of Kickstarter I can get behind and not feel bad about. It's like, oh yes, this is a thing I would like to have. Thing just popped up in my feed that I need to take a peek at. Whenever they go down onto that level, I'm always panicking and thinking they fell into the ocean. What's your favorite prog trance album? What artist? I mean, that kind of music doesn't often make it onto there. Okay, so you're done. What do you want? Got shale, spider silk cloth, bone. Bone. What do you want? Skeletons, okay. Query, okay. We got both of those. Stacked cloth, uh-oh. We got that. Okay, you want more fresh bones, probably. Let's butcher a couple of animals. Holy shit, I have a lot of sheep. Okay. Holy sheep! We shall be eating well tonight, friends. Also, eat that horse while we're at it. Let's turn sheer animals back on. Bum. But yeah, no, a lot of like prog trance and stuff doesn't ever get put on record, just because it's not the first thing they think to do, I think. Like, I know a lot of Tiesto shits on vinyl, but you have to like Tiesto. Hobo cancels make Rockpot for being mortally afraid. Well, good for you, my dude. Vibrous Spear. I feel like I've heard of that. Oh, another band that you should try listening to, Bamboozler. Cloud Kicker. Again, no vocals, metal. And Poggressive. Poggressive. Alright. What are some bands you've been listening to, Murder Bits? Out of curio. Also, how heavy do you like your pog-aggressive? Or the full-on pogro music? Really? I always pegged you as a synthwave guy because of your logo design and whatnot. So then by that, I just kind of assumed you liked a lot of electronic music. I listen to a little bit of rap, but I wouldn't say it's something I go out of my way to listen to. Grace, what are you doing here? We're going to go worship. That's interesting. They do seem to go right up to the altar. The altars have a description. Finely crafted silver altar, no. Not a lot of visitors. I've got this public tavern with sleeping space and nobody seems to care. Poor hobo. Okay, let's unsuspend this. Get it done. Close. Medium of music streaming? Spotify for me, if I'm streaming music. Spotify all the way. But outside of that, I actually prefer to be an asshole and download FLAC files. If I own the music, I will download FLAC files and just listen to it. If I'm streaming music, it's Spotify. Actually, let's check in on... Still working on all those slowly. Is that first one done yet? There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Have you tried listening to any Devin Townsend? He kind of fits into the prog rock, prog metal kind of subgenres. He's my local boy, so I like me some of him. Squiggly the Stoneworker has created Ulsar Avus, a shale amulet, and offers it to the Board of Defenders. Worth 9,600. This is a shale amulet. All craft earth ship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of cushioned shale cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of shale and yak bone and cow bone. On the item is an image of Bembul, the dwarf, and cave spider silk. On the item is an image of a giant pond turtles and giant buzzard bone. On the item is an image of fish amused, the perfect black zircon, and giant hamster bone. And you'll probably like it. Gotcha. My favorite traditional prog rock band would be King Crimson, though. That's something that I would dearly like to own on vinyl. King Crimson. If I ever get bored enough to listen to it, I mean, I listen to a lot. I really like a lot of electronic music. I owned at one point 2 Deadmau5 t-shirts, and then he kind of started being an asshole, so I kind of got rid of them. I like electronic music. I just don't talk about it a huge amount. I really like electronic music. I wrote electronic music for a couple years as like just a fun thing to do. I get copper low boot. Let's put that shale amulet in here. I like the idea of leaving my artifacts in places where people can steal them so that I can have plots. I love the era of rock and roll that is King Crimson, because it just doesn't exist anymore. Like, those dudes on stage wear like suit and tie and just like play progressive rock and roll. It's so cool. No one really does that anymore. They're kind of like the last of an era, if that makes sense. I'm assuming you listen to Dream Theater then. Because Rhinestone, a friend of mine, got to see Dream Theater recently, and I'm so pissed. I want to see Dream Theater so bad. Damn. I just looked up Dream Theater on Amazon. Most of their albums are like $70 because of how long they are. Anyway. Uh-oh. Can't render fat. What happened up here? You got a child throwing? Oh, no. Oh, no. Tantruming childs. This was just a single clothes shop. That can be fixed. Tantruming children are so sad. This dwarf, actually, I feel real bad. Both of its parents died in the early constructions of this fortress. So now it runs around and has panic attacks. Years back, you're not the hugest fan of them, but they put on an epic show. Yeah, no, totally. Like, I know lots of people who are just, like, not really big on Dream Theater, but you can't deny that they know what the fuck they're doing. One of my favorite reviews about a band that I showed my older sister was for, some of you may have heard it because I've played them on stream, but Animals as Leaders. I showed my older sister their live album. My older sister was also brought up as a musician like myself. She played piano. And she listened to it for a couple of seconds and then just looked at me and says, well, I don't like this, but I can't argue that they don't know what the hell they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're doing it really, really well. Eurythmic Asper was found dead, dehydrated. Unfortunate, but it was bound to happen. All right, I just realized I don't actually have a tomb. Shit. Okay, so what I'm actually gonna do... Where's our last stairwell? That's right there. If I dig over here... Time to dig down a little bit, chat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go down to layer 20. Then layer 21. Build upstairs. See what we find. Because I've been taking my time with this fort because I don't want frame rates to get bad. Good evening, Goffer. You like most kind of music? You know, here's the thing with me and music, right? Is it a kid who's haunted by his father's ghost? Yes. But also he was forced to decay both the, like both of his parents. Like we do have the tomb for all those who drowned, which is right here. Although I was able to get a lot of those corpses back, but we're gonna build a proper tomb. Actually, didn't U2 release an album on Blu-ray? Anyway, yeah, no, I love Dream Theater for many, many reasons. But in regards to music and styles and music taste, I listen to a lot of different types of music. I just don't like bad music, right? And there's a lot of cases where, like, I'll recognize that something is good and not like it. That tends to be the case for a lot of electronic music for me. Like, a lot of dubstep, like, I can recognize, like, oh, this is a well-written piece of music and not like it at all. Which is pretty common for me in dubstep. And a lot of, like, dance music. To find bad music, poorly written music. Music that doesn't do anything interesting. Music that exists just to perpetuate a genre. Music that is written by committee, which is most pop music. Example, if you look at Ed Sheeran's music, everybody goes on about how great and amazing he is. Every single one of his songs has like 13 writers credited on it. That's written by a group of people. That's not interesting to me. I'm not gonna just throw a whole genre under the bus mind and say hip hop, because there's a lot of really good hip hop out there. Music that is just doing the same thing for the sake of doing the same thing is bad music. So that's kind of my definition of bad music. Does that make sense? I know a lot of people who don't like hip hop, but I'm not gonna. And here's actually like another thing. I'm trying to think how to word this without sounding like a complete fuck. There's a lot of racism behind not liking hip hop. Like, it's often more people just don't like the culture behind hip hop than disliking hip hop. If that makes sense. It depends on what the cover is. Stone. But yeah, no, Ashram, I was raised a musician. I actually did some courses for music production as well as music theory. I took a lot of music theory classes. And so to me, when I listen to Billie Eilish's newest song, or fucking Rihanna, or I don't know, what's another top 40 artist? Katy Perry. It just, it doesn't, it's not interesting. It's just boring. Like, that's the biggest sin with a lot of pop music for me. Like, I know a lot of people are just like, oh, you don't like pop, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da, whatever. Like, what are you against the culture or something? But for me, it's very much a, no, I'm not against the culture. It's just, it's bad music. I listen to quite a lot of like alt pop and various groups in that kind of sphere that are doing different things with pop music, similar styles of music, but are making it weird and making it interesting. So it's very rare that I'll prefer a remix over the original. But there are some cases like, for example, Disturbed, their cover of Sound of Silence, which was officially endorsed by the original writers and actually gives David Draymond a chance to sing. I just like listening to David Draymond sing, so. Innovative, either innovative or doing something interesting, right? Like, what's the point of art if you're just doing, like, okay, here's an example. Let's just say the Mona Lisa, right? One of the greatest pieces of art of all time. Now, let's just say that the Mona Lisa is pop music, right? And what most people are doing with pop music is just drawing the same picture again, but it's just a sketch of the same picture. Does that make sense? So there are people that pioneered those genres, which did interesting things, and then everybody else is just taking that and copy-pasting, Same chord progressions, same scales, same... Does that make sense? Which is actually a problem I have with a lot of synthwave. A lot of synthwave is just like cut, copy, paste of previous synthwave. Similar synths, similar presets, similar drum beats, similar digital OSTs. You actually, if you want me to be interested in your synthwave, you have to actually do something interesting with it, right? Yeah. So if you're just doing what the other guys did previously, I don't give a shit. Which is also kind of the problem I have with a lot of cover stuff. You really need to get that Dwarf corpse out of there. Somebody like... What the fuck happened to all my miners, like, actually? Everybody's just storing items in stockpiles. I have no idea what we're storing. That's why I skipped it. Right, easy. That's why I skipped it. Oh, that's what's happening. Right, we're hauling logs in. That's gonna take a bit. Why is nothing getting done? I don't believe I've heard that cover. Chris? And like, you know, once you learn about, like, I'm gonna talk about basics Ashrem for a second. I'm not trying to mock you or anything. When you learn about things like time signatures, when you learn about things like scales, when you learn about things like counting, when you learn about things like music theory and chord progression, when you learn about things like song structure and the number of beats in each song. For example, there's a lot of radio edits of Iron Maiden songs. I fucking hate all of them, but I love Iron Maiden songs. I really, really like a lot of stuff Iron Maiden's done. Some of their stuff gets a little poppy and it gets a little derivative and boring, but when Iron Maiden is good, Iron Maiden is one of my favorite bands of all time. Now, their radio edits are restructured to fit on the radio, ruining perfectly good songs. Does that make sense? Because a lot of stuff that you hear on the radio, especially pop music, is 4x4 beats, which is very easy to dance to, very easy to listen to, very easy to understand and comprehend. And it's in a chorus, refrain, verse structure, right? So you'll have a build-up, you'll have a chorus, you'll have a verse, you'll have a chorus, you'll have a refrain, you'll have maybe a final chorus, and then a fade-out. That's pop song structure. So if a song fits into that, it's automatically wiped for me. I'm out. I'm done. Unless they're doing something interesting with that. You know, like when radio edits started becoming a thing, there are a lot of artists that did cool things with that structure. But it's so boring for me. Trying to sell me on a specific pop group, it's like, well, I've heard that. Oh, I know that. I know that channel. I know that channel. Enrico. Nothing professional. If you're artistic. I mean, if you want to make electronic music, Fruity Loops is actually very reasonable. Like, Ableton and Fruity Loops are both very powerful and reasonably priced. If you want to make electronic music specifically, you can also use them for recording. There's also a lot of really good free software out there, which is great for recording. So like, if you do want to make music, it's actually easier right now than ever before to get into producing music as a hobby. Like, humble brag, I wrote a symphony once using a piece of software called Finale. And when I was still playing cello, and I was in an orchestra, I pitched it to my cello teacher at the time, who was also our conductor, and we performed it. It wasn't very long, it was about 5 minutes, but I wrote a symphony. And to my knowledge, the interesting thing about that was my conductor and cello teacher actually purchased the rights to it for $20 from me. He's just like, I want to show this to my students as an example of something one of my students did. And he's like, but I want to buy it from you. He's like, I don't want it for free. I was like, I'll just give it to you. You can have it. He goes, no, like, buy it. Also, I need to make short swords. Copper, short sword. 3. 2. Did you want 3? Yes. No, 2. What do you require? Wait, why is... Oh, never mind. I thought Mayor was listed twice. Dragon Man, what up, dude? How's things? Like this sound, because this is a cello. I actually own my cello still, but it's not in my apartment. Because it's extremely expensive, and it was a gift to me from my grandmother. It was very expensive. I think it's valued at like $14,000 or something. But I don't want to have it in my apartment because of how hot my apartment gets in the summer. And I'd be very worried about keeping it temperature controlled. And honestly, I don't really have time to play it. But maybe one day. If I find myself with free time, if I'm not streaming 10 hours a day or 8 hours a day, and I can push it back a little bit, that's something I would like to relearn, I guess. I think when we hit that level down here, we're gonna start digging out tombs. I want to dig a really cool, big, expansive tomb. Maybe put an altar in the middle or something. Like the desktop app or the phone app? I know that me and some friends have been throwing around the idea about starting a band for a little bit. I don't know what it would be or what kind of music it would be, but desktop. Why does anybody use the Twitch desktop app? Like, actual honest question. What is the purpose of it? I don't get it. Garnerite. What the heck is Garnerite? Or of nickel. What can I do with nickel, chat? Aside from, like, you know, purchase things for not a lot of money. Okay, fair enough. I forgot that it does that stuff. There's a lot of dragons in the chat. We got Shadow Dragon. I just need SS Shadow Dragon now. Yeah, no, I always forget that it's the curse launcher. I'll be honest. Okay, so around this level, I think we'll start building. I'm not going to make this perfectly even. Each wing is going to be different. Different areas for different coffins. Maybe tombs for particular dwarves. I don't know if I'll actually follow up on that, but stop playing around. Oh, it became the curse launcher. Oh, really? Opening a box of Theros Beyond Death and Wow, the Land's so beautiful. I have no idea what you're talking about. Should I know what you're talking about? Oh. No, I don't play Magic. I don't play collectible card games. Thy Eggman, who was here earlier, is a Magic obsessive, though. That makes sense, though, why you're saying, God, the lands are so beautiful. screw it. That little bump there's bothering me. Don't like the way it looks. But TLDR, what is that box? Is it like a fancy box or something? Or a specific collection? You know, as I always say, when it comes to silly money sinks, it's certainly a hell of a lot better than smoking cigarettes. I mean, you know, records are my money sink. Everybody's got a money sink. Or it's healthy to have a money sink, rather. That's an oddly weird thing to talk about over text, Stone. I don't know if that necessarily counts as a dialect, but accidentally hit enter. I mean, yeah, it kind of does. That part was kind of obvious. Yeah, it's like you might as well have just said blah 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 blah. There's something about people just saying blah 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 that's way too funny to me. Get that smoothed. Yakety schmackety, chit chat. Blah 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 blah. As we smooth things, chuck in burial receptacles. It's been a pretty eventful day in the fort, though. We fought Netton. We got ambushed. Hobo was put permanently in prison, or should be. But we keep letting him out for some reason. Mind made a high-quality coffer. Good on you, Mind. Words are sounds. All words are made up, man. Language is a thing we came up with. Speaking of Mind, let's check in on you. You're Mason. Legendary Mason from the looks of things. Yeah, Legendary Mason. Almost no relationships. No family. I think because you were one of the original 7, yeah? You're kindred spirits with some of our other founding members, who I think are all dead. But you're good friends with Paul. You have a long-term acquaintance in Sid Treefish. Rash is still your deity. No health problems. 92 years old. If it still feels satisfied after producing masterbooks, very satisfied at work. It's masterpiece, I am satisfied. We did adventure mode last time I streamed Dwarf Fortress on Thursday. Not very often, I'm real shit at it. But now that the current, basically, I found adventure mode absurdly boring. So I never really played it, and then whenever I wanted to play a game like that, I would just play like Caves of Cut or something. But since the most recent update, it's more interesting. Do you have a dwarf? That's a good question. But no, I read Legends. I play adventure mode. I play just Dwarf Fortress, but mostly Fortress mode. What'd they change? They actually added stuff to do. I mean, okay, so Villains Update dropped, which overhauled large portions of adventure mode. You can pet zombies now. You can pet the dog. But Villains dropped a lot of content for it. Like, before, all you could really do was just go and kill shit and do some light questing, but no, you do not, Dragon Man. What kind of dwarf would you like? I think you probably did, but they probably died. But yeah, Dragon Man, what kind of dwarf would you like? Just let me know what kind of dwarf. Get you Dwarf Town. You need to learn adventure mode? I still need to, like... I can't play adventure mode without, like, a list of hotkeys out open next to it, I'll be honest. Also, I'm going to sell it for a second to say, you know, reminder, okay? You want to get a number 2 on that cheerleader board. It's only a penny if you happen to have a penny on your account. Bits-wise. You want to be a simple engraver. Well, most of my engravers are multitasked. Like, they also are... Like, they are all also masons, usually. But, also, if anybody wants a dwarf, just let me know. You have one daughter, father, mother. Z-Switch is your cousin, who's in the fort. Your lover is not in the fortress, unfortunately. A couple passing acquaintances. She feels satisfied at work, and feels satisfied upon mastering engraving. But worried after being unable to pray to Lani. You really like the detailed combat? Yeah, I find that stuff fascinating, but like I said, I'm terrible at it.
Cheese for everyone!
You want to engrave about cheese? I mean, you'll have to do your best. She is agile, slow to heal, likes chromite. I don't believe I've ever had chromite. Sterling silver, black zircon, and spotted webgong leather. Saltwater crocodile tooth, a color sandy trout, and short swords, and large gems. Mules for their stubbornness, and firemen. Firemen for their licks of fire. And the words of the sparkle, when possible, prefers to consume slug, purple amaranth beer, and hide root seeds. And squashes, and absolutely hates bats. You like firemen, not to be confused with firemen. She personally is affronted by the whole notion of maintaining decorum and finds so-called dignified people utterly disgusting. Finds sacrifice to be one of the highest ideals and has a deep dislike of the natural world. Values peace over war, values hard work, and does not really value skills related to fighting. Dreams of mastering a skill, and this dream was realized. She never becomes angry due to seeing the sun, and she never feels discouraged and inconsiderate of property. No, and she is very impolite and inconsiderate of property. That's what I was looking for. She personally finds helping others to be very emotionally rewarding and is rarely jealous. She is always tense and jittery, and she is moved by art and natural beauty, and is troubled by this since she dislikes parts of the natural world. Literal men made of fire, yes. She likes her boys hot, if you know what I'm saying. Corey, what up? How thing? How thing me do? Just got off the old work. Gotcha. Living the dream. I mean, paying for that bread. Living the dream. Same thing. When those coffins are gonna get dragged down here. You've struck rock crystals. Isn't that necessary for crystal glass? I think it is. Also, can I just get a round of beers in the chat? Just a big old thank you to everybody who's hanging out. Seriously. Cheers, guys. Also, if you missed it, I put up a Today in Dwarf Fortress earlier today. This morning. First time in a month. Kind of got busy. But, new Today in Dwarf Fortress up. It's about a completely unremarkable human. Who is very unremarkable. Also need to ask Rhinestone what he thinks of it, because it's literally about his mercenary. He's like, I want a human mercenary. He's like, all right, here you can have a monster slayer. So all that stuff gets mined out. There we go. Wait, what? Nobody making my short swords. Oh, you want more short swords? Copper sword. A beer emote for each person in chat. Oh, so like wait until everybody puts all the beers in and then just spam a bunch of beers on the line? I guess that could be cool. All right. Marked for burial. For citizens, not pets. I use wheelbarrows all the time. In fact, there's a wheelbarrow on screen right now. This dwarf over here is pushing wheelbarrows. Minecarts I've messed with a little bit. Everybody's into minecarts all of a sudden because Quick Smash made a video on them. I've managed to make minecarts work in the past. I'm just not super experienced with them. I at one point had a 3-track long minecart rail to get magma out of a magma flow. And then they were hauling the minecarts up to a hole on this close to the surface. Took 10 bajillion years, by the way. And then they were dumping the magma in there to make a magma pit so that I could have a magma forge up on the surface. I did that once. That's about it. I find them a little bit cumbersome, I don't know. Why are you horrified? Caught in the rain, uneasy after seeing an elf's dead body. Yeah. And that did get made. Let's put a lever right here. Those get suspended? No, they didn't. But yeah, why wouldn't you try wheelbarrows? Wheelbarrows are easy. You just make wheelbarrows. Yay! Finally! A bunch of my dwarves all just became sword masters. Yes. Much happy. Yeah, I feel like here's a problem that I have. I don't really like just doing things that other content creators are doing. And whenever one of the content creators for this game puts out a video, I always have a bunch of people asking me if I do that thing because they found it entertaining, which is totally fair. But it's just kind of funny to me whenever somebody's just like, hey, do you do X thing? And I'm just like, well, yes, but not in a while, is usually the answer. So it's like, when Krug Smash puts up a video about ocean forts, let's just say, I will, over the next week, have a couple people ask, hey, do you ever build ocean forts? Or let's just say, whenever Krug Smash makes a video, like maybe the short fort where the platform collapses. Hey, have you ever tried to catch fish with bridges? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really just want to kind of copy exactly what other people are doing, because that's no fun. I'm draining a freaking ocean. Have you ever done that? Or I drained a freaking ocean and built a tower in there. I'm expecting over the next week a couple people to ask me if I've ever tried having a fort with only 2 dwarves. Also, for reference, I really like that video, and I kind of want to try that, but I'll do it later. Not right now. I want to just go. That's no fun. You know what I mean, chat? Like, it's no fun to just kind of do what other people are doing. Kind of like going back to my topic about music, where if you're just cookie cutter copy-pasting what other people are doing, that's no fun. That's why I'm trying to make my Dwarf Fortress videos very different to Krug Smash's. Because I don't want to just kind of do, like, you know, 30-minute show, very similar to him. I really want to do something different, something unique to me. Because that's significantly more fun, IMO. Well, that all makes sense, Chad? I hope it does. A lot of people comment on how easy my Hotline Miami 2 levels tend to be. It's the norm is to make everything exceedingly hard. You know, I really enjoyed a game that probably not many of you guys will assume that I really enjoyed. A game that you may have heard of called Mario Maker. I never streamed it, to be clear. But I really enjoyed playing Mario Maker. I played quite a bit of Mario Maker. In fact, I think I put like 50, 60 hours into it on the Wii U. Now my ex took the Wii U and she moved out, so I don't have access to that game anymore. But I really enjoyed playing Mario Maker for quite a while. And what I would do in Mario Maker was not what your average person does in Mario Maker. Most people who played Mario Maker did one of 2 things. Tried to make the hardest levels they possibly fucking could. Or they played the hardest levels they possibly fucking could. I would spend like an hour and a half designing a very easy Mario level that I liked, and then I'd play it and never upload it. That's what I did in Mario Maker. I'd spend like an hour making a level, and then I'd try and speedrun it myself, and then I would never upload it. That's what I did in Mario Maker, and I very much enjoyed my time doing that. Do you ever think that you played a game differently than the normal person? You know what I mean? Like, do you ever think that you spent time playing a whole lot of one game and it is not the game or the way a lot of other people played that game? Like, have you ever done that? It can be really interesting, thinking about how you play games and why you play games and what's the reasoning behind it. You know, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, you know, I would spend hours upon hours upon hours just designing like a single roller coaster and then putting bushes around it, making it look pretty and putting a waterfall through the middle of it. Whereas a lot of people who play Roller Coaster Tycoon just want to trap guests and set them on fire, blow them up in roller coasters. And it's like, well, for me, it's like an isometric theme park design simulator, not a violent murder game, you know? Just kind of my opinion. You started using the level editor to make levels you wanted to play that weren't really out there. I don't know what Jake's mask ability is, and I don't really care to know what they are. But that's interesting. It really is. Let's just make sure that coffins are getting filled up. I flew down too far too fast. There they are. Okay, do these have bodies in them? There's Miss Asper, Satan's Spitball. Man, I'm looking at my VODs right now because this stuff that's happening is a little slow in game. Let's see. 6 days ago, 9 hours and 51 minutes. 5 days ago, 9 hours. 4 days ago, 9 hours and 15 minutes. 3 days ago, 9 hours. Yesterday, 8 hours and 44 minutes. Then today, 5 hours and 59 minutes. I think I should make today a short day. I'm a little tired. I didn't sleep the greatest last night. It's only 3 p.m., but I think I'm gonna call it, guys. I think I'm gonna call it. Once the saving's done, of course. I think that I need to work on some behind-the-scenes stuff. There's some things I need to work on for my team. So it's been fun. We did what? 2 hours and 10 minutes of records today. And then we've been streaming for almost 6 hours. So did a decent amount of Dwarf for today. Kind of warming back up into things. Tomorrow, I think we will definitely be doing more of this. So sorry, Stone, if you don't come back in time. But to those of you who have been here for this stream, thank you very, very much for enjoying the broadcast. There's actually a lot of people streaming Dwarf Fortress, and I'm a little bit torn as to who to host. I think I'm going to throw a host at Userun, just because he's fantastic. Normally I would raid Scoundrel, but I've hosted him many times. So I think it's gonna be a host over for Userun. Yeah, I try and keep the weekend streams shorter. I try and keep the weekend streams around like 6 hours, but like I'm looking at it and it's Monday and it's like over the weekend I streamed almost 20 hours. So it's like 18 hours or something. So we're gonna host Userun. Thank you so much though to everybody who hung out today. You guys are fantastic. I hope Userun isn't like ending soon. That would be a little awkward. But thank you so much everybody for hanging out. It's been fantastic. And VODs will go up on YouTube by tomorrow, hopefully. And yeah, I'm gonna go do some paperwork. I shit you not. Working on stuff in Google Forms. So.